Today we're here at Glenbrook Chrysler Dodge and Jeep looking at this 2019 Ram 1500 Limited. Alright, so first impressions of the 2019 Ram 1500 Limited is it's got a staggering amount of technology in this vehicle. So I think this interior on the 2019 Ram Limited is just outstanding. The touchscreen is huge. There is a ton of buttons. It's pretty busy, but I love how it looks in here. Everything looks very, very nice. The stitching everywhere looks good, even just the materials everywhere. This, I don't know what it's supposed to be mimicking, but I don't care. I like it. It looks really, really good. The only few little complaints I have about it is, like when you pull up a touchscreen to use like your ventilated seats, after you've made a selection, it doesn't automatically go away. I wish it would kind of just time out and disappear, but that's a pathetic little thing to complain about. But it would be nice so you didn't have to touch again, especially when you're driving down the road. The navigation looks great. You can do it in 3D mode like this. You have a lot of cameras. You have your surround camera, so you can do the 360. You can have the camera out in front that you can see a little bit wider angle for behind you, or a tighter angle, however you want to do it. It's really nice. Everything is really cool. You can dim your mirror from here if you got someone with bright lights on behind you. The deploy step, Doug DeMuro didn't really understand what that was for. I think I figured it out. If you have someone talking to you and your truck's as high up as I have it right now in off-road 2, they can step up and talk to you in your window. Simple little thing. There might be a time when you want it, or when you're washing the car and you're trying to wash up top. There's just so much to adjust on this this vehicle. It's crazy. When you go into settings, you can change if it's in like the units it's in, it's kilometers, metric, custom. You can do whatever you want. You can just basically adjust everything. Everything too. This is kind of your central hub. So when you do a brake service, you have to come into the brakes and set the brake service, because the parking brake automatically sets. So you have to come in here, shut them off so you can service the brakes. I mean, everything is controlled by this central system. It works really well. The dials and the gauge, I really love how they look. I think they look really nice. They look like a nice watch. These little just extra things that are, the way they've made these just look really, really clean and have a very, very sharp, crisp look to them. There's a ton of little options in this little screen too. There's so much technology in this truck. It's almost mind-boggling. You can, like, how long have you been towing a trailer? You have a distance for that. I mean, it's just tons of stuff. And this truck is equipped with air suspension. So right now I have it set in the maximum ground clearance. If you come down here, this is where you adjust it. And like, you can go real quick with the button, but the truck does it pretty slowly. So like, I lowered it all the way down, and it's going to take a little bit. The video I'm showing right now is a time lapse of it lowering all the way down, and you can also do that with your remote by just touching the button twice to lower it into entry mode, which basically is the lowest setting. It's super, super easy to use. There's a ton of other cool, just like very thought out features, and I really, really love Dodge's marketing. Whoever does their marketing is just hilarious. So the cordless charging in here is called Ram Charger.
Ram Charger.
I love that they've used that. And then you just like kind of put your phone in there and it charges it. Then you have another cubby over here where it just holds it. So it's really nice that it'll keep your phone tight and it keeps it in that spot. There's a ton of other vehicles that have like something flat like this, but if you take a hard turn or brake, your phone's going to slide around everywhere. I really like how these hide everything really nicely. Everything looks really clean and crisp in here as well. There's a ton of space in this vehicle too, with all the glove compartments. There's a little just kind of shallow thing here. It's got a USB port right there. And then this super deep cabin down here. You can fit a ton of stuff in here. And there's like little dividers in here that you can adjust. Everything's really, really versatile. It has some math right here. I don't understand why we have math here, but we have math. So the back seat has a ton of room back here too. There's actually some storage underneath the seats. They flip up real easy with this handle. There's a little cubby back here for smaller things, and then there's a little wall, so everything's gonna stay in place. Seat folds down, super easy. And when you climb in, there's a ton of room back here. This seat is set for me, and then I'm back here as well as a full-size adult. I'm 5'9", 10 in between. I like to say 10, makes me feel better about myself. But someone over 6 foot could sit back here and be just as comfortable. Down here on this center console, I really like this because it has USB-C ports, USB ports, heated and cooled seats, and then it has vents. Now, my friend had a GMC fully loaded pickup truck with the same size cab, and they did not have vents. And when you got in the back of that truck in the middle of summer, it was always hot. So I love that these are here, and I love the versatility of the USB-C and just your standard USB ports. Now that we're back to this, I mean, what I went over there is just kind of like an overview, just kind of brushing a little bit of the technology and the capabilities of this truck. It does so much just in this center console. That's amazing. And I think Dodge has really set the bar high with this. Actually, it's Ram, because Ram is its own brand now. You won't see any Dodge anywhere on this. Everything just says Ram. But what I mean by that is, I had this car for a couple days, or this truck, mind you, for a couple days, and my good friend has a brand new Ford Expedition, and last week I was in that car and I thought, man, this is a nice place to be. And then this week I got in his car again, and all of a sudden his dash looked dated. And that's all because of this. This really is setting the bar high for how interiors are going to be in the future. Everything looks really, really good. I don't know what they're going for with this pattern here. It looks kind of like stitching, or I don't know what it is, but I like it. I think it looks great. I love everything about this interior. It's a little bit busy, but it works. Everything looks really good. It can be a little overwhelming at times. I wonder if someone a little bit older might not want a limited because of all this. That might be a little bit mean to say about the older generation, but it's a lot. It's a lot going on here, but I love it. I think it looks great. Now, the 5.7 liter Hemi in this that's mated to the 8-speed transmission gives very, very smooth power delivery. It's got 395 horsepower and 410 foot-pounds of torque, which it's a little, I don't know if I want to say low. I wish it had more. I honestly wish it had the Hellcat engine. I think that would be a lot of fun. I mean, come on, you've already put it in the Jeep. Let's get it in the Durango, and let's get it in this. I think that would be awesome. It would be so much fun. But for what this truck is, the engine's fine. It accelerates plenty. It has a good sound to it, actually. And the transmission is so silky smooth. Under just normal driving conditions, you can't even really feel the shifts, which is great. A couple of my friends have some, I think they're 2015 or 16 GMC pickup trucks. They're the fully loaded ones, the Denali's. And the transmission in those are actually a little bit clunky. And they've complained about them at the dealership, and the dealers are just telling them that's just kind of how it is. It's a truck transmission. We're not going to fix it. That's how it is. But Dodge has said, hey, you know what? Ram is saying, hey, you know what? Our transmission is butter smooth, because it is. I'm so impressed with how this thing makes you feel like you're in a super, super luxury vehicle. I mean, it's got a high price tag, but I think the value and all this technology and how nice this interior is really shines through. I mean, the attention to detail in here is pretty impressive. You have really nice stitching here. You have stitching alongside the doors, front and back. Heated and cooled seats in the back. That's awesome. That's a great feature to have, especially because these trucks are being used more and more by businessmen who take clients on lunches or even co-workers. A couple cool things that this truck also does that are really, really handy. It has the lane assist, and then it has adaptive cruise control. So on the highway, you can get pretty comfortable and relaxed in this thing, and it's going to do a lot of the work for you. If you leave your hands off the wheel too long and it starts bouncing off the lines, it'll beep at you to put your hands back on. And the cool thing is it's pretty quick to sensing your hand there on the wheel and quieting down for you quickly. It also does a really cool feature called Park Assist, where it'll parallel park for you. So I'd like to demonstrate how the parallel park assist works. It basically, you go at a decently slow speed, push this button, turn your turn signal on, and it's going to be searching for a spot. And it's found that, so it's going to tell me keep moving forward. And then, alright, tells me to stop, remove my hands from the wheel, put it in reverse, and check your surroundings. And it just does it itself. You do it nice. It's still, I've done this a couple times in different vehicles, and it still makes me chuckle because of how the steering wheel just does everything for you. And if you watch what it's doing, it's honestly kind of scary at how close it gets to everything. But it it does really well. Okay, it tells me to stop, put it in drive. Wheel spins back by itself. Creep forward. And you're in. It's really, really nice. It's an awesome feature, especially for a truck this big. It really makes you feel comfortable with coming into a city type situation, finding a spot to park, and the truck's going to do it for you. So overall, super impressed with this truck. This needs just a smidge of fine tuning, but it works fine. I think it could just be a little more intuitive. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time to check out Dodge. I want to thank them big time. Glenbrook Dodge here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, gave me this truck to review. Big thanks to them. There's a link to their website in the description below. Go check them out. And I want to ask that you check out our podcast. It's the Carguments podcast. And then check out us on Instagram and Facebook, where on Instagram I typically try to reach out to everybody to get involved with the podcast, ask for questions or things to talk about. So please don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.